Hello, everyone. I'm City of Las Vegas Communications Director David Riggleman. Thanks so much for joining us for Access City Council. It's an art house of the future. It's called the Beverly. Coming up on this show, we sit down with the theater's namesake. We'll also discuss what's happening in Ward 3, and joining us for that, of course, is the Ward 3 councilwoman. You know her, we love her, Olivia Diaz from Ward 3. How are you? Welcome back to the program.
Thank you, David.
How are you doing?
These weeks always go by so quickly.
They do.
When you think about a 6-week period of time, you're like, oh, it's going to be a while, but they just keep increasingly going by so much faster. But now we're happy to report we're in cooler weather.
Finally.
Time to turn that heater on.
We've had to do that for sure. And it just came all of a sudden. It was like beautiful, and then all of a sudden it was fall.
It got cold.
It's
like,
Las Vegas, yeah.
You blink, you miss the fall. Now we're in winter, right?
Exactly, exactly. Well, Councilwoman, you're born and raised in Ward 3. You know it very well. For those of you out there not exactly sure where Ward 3 is located, maybe you're not that familiar with the city's wards in general, well, don't worry. We're just going to take care of that right now and show you. If you live in this area of the city, which is basically the east side of the city, but includes our downtown and a little finger that extends west of I-15 there, which includes Area 15, which is very cool. If you live in that area or work in that area, of course, you're in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas. And if you're a resident there, you are represented on the city council by none other than Olivia Diaz. And always a lot going on in Ward 3. We're going to jump right into that right now. We have a great discussion today. Holiday happenings coming up, but we have a special guest that we're going to tell everybody about. Today's guest is the visionary and namesake behind the Beverly Theater in downtown Las Vegas. She's a devoted philanthropist and also chairs the Rogers Foundation. We're honored to welcome to the program Beverly Rogers. Thank you so much for being here, Beverly. When you think of philanthropy in Las Vegas, absolutely, people say, "Oh, I think of Beverly Rogers."
And it seems only yesterday, too, David, that we were vetting her presenting to the council the whole project of the theater. So that seems like it only happened a few months ago, but then I was kindly invited to the groundbreaking, and I still have my little, my little jar with the dirt that came from the first, shovels breaking the ground. And then now, fast forward, we've been to the ribbon cutting of the theater officially, and there's so much awesome stuff happening. I just couldn't help but invite Beverly today.
Oh, good. I'm glad you did.
So she could share everything that's happening with the theater now that it's finally open and accessible.
I'm glad you did too.
Beverly,
we want to share it.
Yeah, absolutely. Beverly, tell everyone out there that maybe they're not familiar with the concept behind the theater, but it's more than just a theater. It's really encompasses a variety of things. And I think I've heard you refer to it as a storytelling arena, or it's been referred to as that.
We have 3 pillars, if you will, which are film, and then music, and then literature. And we also, when I say we, I mean the Rogers Foundation, our message that we want to put out is that we transform lives through arts and education. So we do scholarships and we do several other things, working short-term and long-term to try to help students and kids get through school and that sort of thing. And in addition, we're trying to do things that help promote artists and artists' work. And we have the writer's block next door, and Scott and Drew there. We're already bringing in writers and having talks and that sort of thing. And they actually needed some more space. So when we built the theater, we decided that we could do some other things, and that would allow them to be able to bring in writers who are maybe on the circuit, around the country, so that they can do more. So anyway, so we have the literary portion. The music portion is run, I have to say, solely by Kip Kelly, our theater director. He is way more hip than I ever thought about being, and he has great contacts in the music world, both locally and outside, and he also has a lot of experience. And so we have free jazz on our terrace, which is called Segway, on the weekends, and a bar up there. And then we have the occasional reading up there. And then we also can, KIP can bring in some musicians and do concerts in the theater. And the reason we can do that is because we built the place for flexibility. So we have the 3 areas. We have the upstairs Segway, holds about 150 people. We have the theater proper, which holds, it's 146 seats. And then we have a courtyard where we can do other, little kinds of things out there too that holds 60 or 80 people. But for the sake of flexibility, be it concerts or whatever, big dinners, galas, that kind of thing, our theater seats are retractable. So they go into a wall space, unbelievable. It's about that deep and then all the way to the ceiling. And you wouldn't think that all these seats could do that, but they all remote control right back into the wall. And then we have an arena that will hold 500 people with a standing room kind of thing. And we also have a 5,000-pound acoustical door that will open onto the patio, onto the courtyard. So that allows for even more people. So we have indoor-outdoor arena space. And then if you wanted to put tables in there and have dinners and so forth, you could do that.
And then hearing is flexibility.
Yeah, so that's
to use your theater for different
and we wanted
events.
it to be able to do that.
And I know Councilwoman is excited because this is such a great addition to Ward 3 and the whole downtown renaissance that Ward 3 and the downtown has experienced between the Arts District and with now inclusions like the Beverly.
Well, especially knowing that it was just adjacent the Lucy and the Writer's Block, and how there were already some literary functions happening out of that space, and just to expand the offerings, I just think is awesome, because I think that increasingly the downtown of Las Vegas is being known more for our arts and culture offerings, right? And so this is a
For
gem.
those of us who've been here a long time, that's quite a shift of where we've been.
It is, especially for us locals, right? We can only do the casinos and the gaming. In order to stay in our homes, we can't really do that hobby very much. But the arts and culture scene is something that is so exciting, and I love that our neighbors like to come over and kind of see what is the offerings of the theater.
We're trying to have a synergy. We do have a good synergy with the Writer's Block. So we're focused on independent films. So we're running first run independent films and international films, and then we're also running some cult classics. And for instance, obviously, October was Halloween month. It was like every kitschy Halloween movie that used to be called horror that really isn't so horrible now.
In retrospect,
it's kind of like funny now.
It scared me as a kid, but I don't know why.
The Shining.
All of those. But
Beverly, where did the concept? This is such a unique way to organize a theater. Where did the concept come from? Where did you come up with the idea for this?
Well, it started just with the idea for independent film, because we had there was the theater out on West Sahara that would occasionally have an independent film once in a while. I am a regular New York Times reader, and I would see all these films coming up, and like, they never come here.
You never get them here. Why is that?
Okay, so there are several layers of things that happened. We're working at the Foundation toward Arts. I'm thinking about it. I have, for about almost 10 years, had a very strong relationship with Killer Films in New York, which is very big, independent, very edgy. And I thought that if I worked at this, we could probably do something, because what I really wanted to do, and it is what we are doing, is be able to show a film, bring in people related to the film, and have talks with it.
It's kind of the whole Turner Classic Movies concept on television, where TCM will talk about classic movies and they'll bring in the director or somebody who worked on the movie, or some historian to tell you about those historical perspectives of the film. And to be able to have that discussion, I think that's why our book festival, Councilwoman, also in Ward 3 is so well attended for the same reason. People get to kind of hear from the author.
Ask questions.
What were you thinking? What was the
What inspired this?
Exactly.
What message do you want to relay to the audience?
I'll give you a very specific example. For our grand opening, we brought in Killer Film's most recent film at the time, which was Past Lives, the Korean love story, which became very big. We were only the second people to air it after Sundance. It hadn't come out yet.
Wow.
They brought 3 producers who produced the film, and Celine Song, the director, had a Q&A, and they told a story that no one would ever know otherwise, and that is that, have you seen the film?
No, I have not.
It's a beautiful film if you have a chance to see it, but there are 2 men in the film, the woman's husband and the woman's boyfriend from when she was a little girl and that she meets later in life. And they wanted a certain reaction from the 2 of them. They had never met for real until they met on the set of the movie.
Wow.
And it made for such a big difference when you thought about their reaction to each other and how they meet in the film. And it was beautiful.
That's exciting stuff. Beverly, how can people learn more about the Beverly Theater? There's so much going on there. You've got to have a website.
TheBeverlyTheater.com.
Yeah, okay.
TheBeverlyTheater.com. And the nice thing about it is you can go in, do subscribe, doesn't cost you anything, and what you get then are notifications of upcoming things.
Going on, yeah.
But you can look in there, and you don't have to go anywhere else to see movie trailers. You just click right on the film if you want to know more about it.
You're not familiar with it. You'd like to learn a little more. Yeah.
It'll take you to a trailer and a complete, like 2-paragraph description, and then you can decide. Tickets are $10. Popcorn is the best in town, and I have it on good authority that we have the biggest popcorn machine in town.
Wow,
Yeah, gotta go check that out.
Councilman, I know this has got to make you just be so thrilled. This is such a wonderful addition to an already
very grateful that folks like Beverly are bringing these visions to fruition in our city and expanding the offerings of really cool things to do here. And I think that film, just when I was getting to know my husband, he's from Mexico City, much like New York City. They're big cities and they have so many theaters and they have so many offerings in the film industry, and sometimes we're shorted as a not a big city like those. And I love that she's bringing more of that, saying, hey, because I think so many of those films that she's showcasing are thought-provoking, are those that make us kind of reflect on what's happening in society, what's happening with us, and what we need to do to be better people. And I love that she's bringing that in a very entertaining way.
Yeah, well,
Thank you.
It's wonderful. It's like you say, Councilwoman, it's like it's bringing us into that big city realm where we get the things that, like the Smith Center, up until it came, we never had the variety of shows that we do now, and now we do, and now with the Beverly, we're getting independent films and artists and literary geniuses in there speaking as
that are really cool, even though they're not like the blockbusters that
Exactly.
They're really, really awesome movies.
Beverly, we are about out of time. I'll give you the final word. Anything else you'd like to add?
Oh my gosh, TheBeverlyTheater.com.
Okay, thanks. That's great.
And are you guys selling out really quick?
It's comfortable. It's pretty. It's it depends on what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't wait, is what the Councilwoman is saying.
I know. I'm like, get on your.
All right.
Yeah.
Beverly Rogers, absolute pleasure.
Thank you
so
so
much for being on the program. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Councilwoman, we're going to tell everybody out there we need to take a short break. But when we return, we're going to look at what's happening in Ward 3 as we head into the holidays. More Access City Council is right after this break.
María, tiene usted prediabetes.
¿Prediabetes? Ah, no, mire, doctor, yo no tengo tiempo ni de comer bien ni de hacer ejercicio. Yo soy una mamá muy ocupada.
Ay, pero ¿por qué no me lo dijo usted antes?
¿Cómo?
Claro, porque las mamás muy ocupadas como usted no pueden tener prediabetes. Permítame enseñarle. Aquí están las personas en riesgo de tener prediabetes. Y aquí, al final, mire, las mamás ocupadas como usted.
¿En serio?
No.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando Mario me dijo que tenía problemas en el trabajo, que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él y quiero que me apoyen, que me entiendan y que me quieran.
Me llamo Raquel Mendoza y esta es mi vida. Mis hijos están envueltos en muchas actividades. Eso requiere mucho estrés y correr para acá y para allá. A veces mi familia necesita un escape. Este lugar trae mucha paz y hay mucha calma, mucha naturaleza. Quiero regresar con mi familia más seguido.
Encuentra el bosque más cercano en descubreelbosque.org. El Bosque, más cerca de lo que crees.
Welcome back, everyone. There are a lot of things going on in Ward 3 this holiday season, and Councilwoman Diaz and I are happy to tell you all about them. Let's just jump in here. A lot of these are traditional, too. These are things that we've been doing for a number of years.
We have been doing for many years, and they only get better and better.
Exactly.
We're practicing how to perfect each offering.
Exactly, Councilwoman. The first one is a classic example. It's the Tamal Festival. This is going to take place on Saturday, December 2nd from 10 to 4. This is free and open to the public, everybody, at the historic 5th Street School. And if you like tamales as much as I do, then this is a must-attend event.
It's paired with wonderful mariachi music.
Yeah, that's
too.
right. That's right. Yeah.
There's going to be many Grammy Award caliber entertainment like Mariachi Divas, the Cindy Shea, Mariachi Alma del Sol, Mariachi the Canyon Springs, and Mariachi Acero. So we hope everybody comes, enjoys the tamales, and you can actually learn how to make your own tamal this year because La Bonita Supermarkets is going to be leading a community tamalada.
How to make them.
How to make them.
Yeah. Do you know how to make them?
I do. I'm volunteered every season with Mom. I'm part of the tamal making chain.
Excellent. We've got to keep
chain. So I'm one of the spreaders of the masa, and then there's someone who fills the yumminess inside them just to keep things flowing.
So yes, everybody, it's a wonderful event, December 2nd from 10 to 4. Yeah, great music, great food, obviously. So, and then coming up too, Councilwoman, this is a wonderful tradition. I love this because this is open to everybody who's a senior in Ward 3. It's the Senior Holiday Luncheon. This is Friday, December 8th. This is a big deal, everyone. This goes from 12 to 2. It's free and open to all Ward 3 residents who are 55 and older.
I'm like, 55's a senior, Jesus.
I know.
I'm not too far away from the
Councilwoman, yeah.
In a bit, but we embrace all of our seniors. We want to make sure they know that we're always here for them and want to have really special moments. Some seniors, unfortunately, don't have very much family out here in Las Vegas, or the family they had is no longer around. So please bring your friends from Ward 3. Tell them to sign up. Call 702-229-1515 as well to get registered for this.
We just want to know you're coming so that we can have enough
food.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
We're going to have amazing caterers.
This is a huge turnout every year, you guys. This is at East Las Vegas Community Center. Hundreds attend this.
So reservations are open until December 6th.
Yep.
And space is limited. So first come, first serve.
Yep.
So make sure you don't lose out your opportunity to join us this year.
It is wonderful. And of course, Councilwoman will be there to greet the crowd. And it's a wonderful event. It really is.
It is.
And then this is also a traditional event in Ward 3. We have Santa in the Square. Or Santa in the Circle. I'm sorry, Santa in the Circle.
Like, when did you change it?
You know, it's Santa in the. So I'm thinking of Circle in the Square Theater in New York City, but it's Santa in the Circle in Cookie Exchange, and this is at Hunt Ridge Circle Park.
Yes.
See, everybody get the connection
It's been
there.
a Hunt Ridge neighborhood classic, and we want you all to save the date. Saturday, December 9th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's typically a cookie exchange like it says it. So everyone can bring a little bit of what they think is yummy that they bake. I may be bringing my empanadas over so that way we can exchange them.
It's a great day. And it's the holiday season. So yes, you're probably going to eat a little more than you should, but it happens once a year. So.
Yeah, and then off to the, those goals of the new year.
That's true. It's right. You can catch up in the new year.
Later.
Exactly. And then, Councilwoman, this is a wonderful event too. The Milagros Escondidos. This also takes place at the East Las Vegas Community Center. This is going to be on Saturday, December 16th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is also free and open to the public. Councilwoman, explain kind of the tradition behind the Milagros Escondidos.
Well, this one, Milagros Escondidos, it's usually the families of children who have special needs in the Latino community, and they're called hidden miracles. That's the literal translation. Fortunately, in some communities, kids with special needs, the families feel that they can't be in mainstream society, and you kind of have to keep them at home or limit how much they are outside of the home. And so the whole purpose of Milagros Escondidos as an organization is to bring families together and just have enjoyable moments for the children, because they too deserve, to have some really amazing events, and then, get on down and dance and sing and, visit with Santa Claus. And I'm really grateful for Norma, who head spears the Milagros Escondidos group, and she brings these families together. And I think it's a way to also bring awareness to communities that, yes, your child just has special needs, but the community loves them too, and they should partake in events as well.
And that's going to be Saturday, December 16th from 11 to 3. Again, at East Las Vegas Community Center, and a wonderful facility, Councilwoman, plenty of space. Yes. And I'm so glad that we're doing this.
And we always have the awesome support of folks like Mari Gonzalez from Coolsville Tattoos. She'll do the toy drive, and usually the toys that she's able to procure, we match them up with the kids from the organization, so it turns out really special.
Yeah. Yeah, the holiday season should be special for everyone.
Yes, that's about giving more than receiving.
Exactly right, and so we're happy for that. So again, look forward to that event. And last but not least, Councilwoman, the Vegas City Opera Children's Chorus Holiday Concert. This will be at the 5th Street School. So 5th Street School, East Las Vegas Community Center. It's going to be one of those places this time around.
Yes,
so.
Either if you're in the downtown area, 5th Street School is a good place for you, because it's not too far. And then if you're more on the east side, then East Las Vegas Community Center also has amazing offerings. And so I hope that you take away and write down some notes. It's always great to hear kiddos sing Christmas music. I know my own son, who's a 7th grader, will be having choir. It's his first year in choir. And so I'm looking forward to seeing some of his numbers coming up here shortly. And so I just think all of it makes it festive, makes it family-oriented, makes it fun, and more importantly, builds memories, because all of us associate the holidays with these fond memories of what traditions are. What are our traditions as a community? What are our traditions as a family? And
so true. It goes back to, so much of that goes back to when we were younger.
So posadas are a tradition in the Latin American community.
Talk about that a little bit. Explain that a little bit for those that maybe don't understand what a posada is.
So it's very steeped in religion. A lot of us are Catholic, right? And so it's basically 12 days before the baby is born that we kind of gather together and keep rotating, or 9 days. I think it might be 9 days before. And so it just a family offers to have the posada, but you reenact basically Mary and Joseph
making the trek.
Making the trek, trying to find, and the posada, to ask for posada is to ask for, a stay in your home. And so it's kind of, making sure that we're not forgetting the reason behind the celebration.
Right.
And then you do so after the whole reenactment and the praying is over, then you have all the goodies. You have the piñata, you have the atole, you have the tamales, you have the pan dulce. And so you partake in all of that yummy stuff. But it's 9 days, I believe, leading
to Christmas. Such a charming remembrance, because the whole idea of the family traveling, and they had no place to stay, right?
Yes.
And so the idea is that we want to make sure people have the place to stay, regardless.
That there's room for even those that may be unfamiliar to us. We may.
It's a wonderful message. Yeah.
You gotta feel the stranger danger, right? And I know that that's kind of some of the hesitancy, but I think it's like there is room to be made for everyone that is in need, especially a lady who was pregnant on a donkey, right?
Right. Exactly. Hence the tradition. So
yeah.
That's a wonderful tradition.
But there are a lot of good eats right now in these holidays too. That, like you said, I don't know if we're gonna fit in these blazers at the top of next year, but
you said, we have the New Year's resolutions
we do.
come after
New
that.
Year's
so
resolutions.
so there you go. You can catch up in
maybe that's our first 5K race.
Right.
Is the one.
You ran a 5K here just a few weeks ago. Yeah. So
at the end of September, and we did really well.
For the Vegas Strong 5K.
Under 40 minutes, and we jogged the whole time. And
you and Councilwoman Polensky
did, yes.
Both ran that, and
we need to get back on that horse because then we got really busy with other things. Planning for these holidays has really taken a lot of time, so we need to make that time to be back into our physical fitness routine.
Exactly. You're doing well at that. They train very hard for that. I'd be leaving here sometimes working a little late, and they'd still be here. It's like, what do you guys do? Oh, we just finished our workout.
And we feel better, more energetic, but also with this daylight savings time.
Yeah,
oh my goodness, it's like we automatically go into this bear mode, this hibernation, oh, the sun's down, therefore I need to be home, almost getting myself ready for bed. But you're like, it's only 6 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. It's only 4:30 as it's getting darker now.
So that's always a challenge, but mind over matter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Well, Councilwoman, great discussion. We want to remind everybody out there, hey, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Dees, you can find her on Facebook, Instagram, and X, which is formerly known as Twitter. You can also contact the Councilwoman by picking up the phone, 702-229-4623, or send her an email. Her address is odiaz@lasvegasnevada.gov. And she or one of her great staff will get right back to you. Speaking of which, Arlene on your staff.
Yes, we have our baby. Our Ward 3 family has grown by one.
Congratulations,
and she has
Arlene.
a baby boy, and we're just so proud that she's, at home on her maternity leave. And congratulations to her and Jeremy for that beautiful baby boy.
Exactly.
Pablo.
But Ido and Anastasio are still here. And you've got Mariela, who's helping out in the meantime.
Mariela will be our filler in for Arlene this time that she's off enjoying her motherhood.
Okay. Well, Councilman, it's always a pleasure to have you on the program. We'll have you back in 6 weeks with another update from Ward 3, and man, we're going to be right into 2024. I think maybe the next time I see you. So, wow.
So, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and see you in 24.
See you next year. Exactly right. Councilwoman, thank you so much. And folks, please don't miss our next show, beginning on November 23rd with Ward 4 City Councilwoman Frances Allen Polensky. You can now catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Also, watch for our QR code at the end of this show to subscribe to our newsletter. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time around.